Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we break down the most complex engineering topics and show you just how much they're changing the world we live in. Today we're talking about robots. No, not the kind that take over the world in sci-fi movies. These robots are much more interested in saving lives than in world domination. That's right. We're diving into the world of robots in medical surgeries and patient care. Now, I know what you're thinking. Robots in surgery? Do I really want a machine poking around inside me with a scalpel? And the answer is absolutely. But before you run off to schedule your robot-assisted surgery, let's take a look at how this amazing technology works, how it's evolved, and what it means for the future of healthcare. Let's start with the basics. Robot-assisted surgery. This isn't some new sci-fi experiment where a robot shows up in the operating room and says, "I'll take it from here, doc." We're talking about highly specialized machines that assist human surgeons by providing superhuman precision. These systems allow doctors to perform minimally invasive surgeries with greater accuracy, flexibility, and control than they could ever achieve with their own two hands. The most well-known example, the Da Vinci surgical system. No, it's not painting the Mona Lisa during surgery, but it is performing thousands of operations worldwide. The Da Vinci robot acts like an extension of the surgeon's hands, except those hands are tiny, precise, and never shake. It's controlled by the surgeon sitting at a console, so while it may look like the robot is doing all the work, it's actually the human behind the scenes making every decision. And let's face it, nobody wants a robot going rogue in the operation room. This technology is especially useful for complex procedures like prostate surgeries, heart valve repairs, and kidney transplants. Because the robot can make tiny incisions, patients recover faster, experience less pain, and face fewer complications. You know what that means? Fewer days in the hospital binge-watching daytime TV, and more time getting back to real life. Robots are literally making healing faster, which is something we can all get behind. But surgery is just the beginning. Robots are also stepping into the realm of patient care. And no, they're not here to take your temperature and tell you to take two and call me in the morning. We're talking about robots like Tug, a friendly little guy who zooms around hospitals delivering medications, supplies, and even meals. You might think of him as a high-tech waiter for the medical world. The goal? Free up nurses and healthcare staff to focus on what they do best, taking care of patients. While Tug handles the mundane tasks like carting around IV bags and food trays. And it's not just delivery bots like Tug that are making waves. There are also robots for physical therapy. One example is Robear, a soft and cuddly robotic bear that helps patients with mobility issues. Robear is designed to lift patients out of bed, assist with walking, and even help with rehabilitation exercises. Imagine a nurse with the strength of a bear but with the gentleness of a teddy bear. That's Robear. It's cute, helpful, and best of all, it doesn't get tired or cranky after a 12-hour shift. Speaking of shifts, robots are also assisting in elderly care. Enter Paro, the robotic seal that looks like something out of a Pixar movie, but is actually designed to help elderly patients cope with loneliness, anxiety, and dementia. Paro is an emotional support robot, and it's been shown to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and provide comfort to patients who might otherwise feel isolated. Sure, it looks like a stuffed animal, but this little robot is packed with sensors that allow it to respond to touch, sound, and even voice commands. And honestly, who wouldn't want a robot seal as a buddy? Okay, so robots are clearly a big deal in surgeries and patient care, but what does that mean for society in the next few years? First of all, let's talk about access to healthcare. With robot-assisted surgeries, patients in remote or underserved areas could have access to top-tier surgeons without needing to travel. Imagine you're living in a small town in the middle of nowhere, but the world's best heart surgeon is in a major city hundreds of miles away. With telemedicine and robotic surgery, that surgeon could perform your operation from their office using a robot in your local hospital. It's like the surgeon is right there with you, except they don't even have to leave their coffee break. Next, there's the issue of efficiency. Hospitals are always trying to figure out how to do more with less, especially when it comes to staffing. Robots can help reduce the burden on nurses and doctors by taking over routine tasks, leaving healthcare workers free to focus on patient care. This could mean shorter wait times, more personalized attention, and ultimately better outcomes for patients. But let's not ignore the obvious concern. Will robots take jobs away from humans in healthcare? The short answer is probably not. While robots are definitely taking over some tasks, they're doing so in ways that allow healthcare workers to focus on more complex and meaningful aspects of patient care. We're talking about machines that complement human work, not replace it. Instead of spending time running up and down hospital halls to deliver supplies, nurses can now spend that time interacting with patients, providing comfort and managing treatment plans. And let's not forget that building, programming, and maintaining these robots also requires highly skilled engineers, technicians, and IT professionals. So while robots might be handling some of the heavy lifting in healthcare, they're also creating new job opportunities in fields we didn't even imagine 20 years ago. Now here's where things get really exciting: the future of robotic surgery. Researchers are working on making surgical robots even more autonomous. Imagine a robot that can perform certain parts of a surgery by itself without constant guidance from a human surgeon. Think of it as autopilot for surgery. Surgeons will still be there to oversee and handle complex tasks, but the robot could take over the repetitive or delicate parts of the procedure. This could allow for faster surgeries, reduced risk of human error, and more consistent outcomes. But with all this autonomy comes the need for strict ethical guidelines. We'll need to make sure that these robots are used responsibly and that the data they collect is kept secure. After all, you don't want a robot accidentally tweeting out your medical history because someone hacked into its system. The future of robotic surgery is bright, but we'll need to keep a close eye on privacy and safety issues as these technologies continue to evolve. So, what does this mean for you? Well, if you're someone who dreads going to the hospital or worries about surgery, the rise of medical robots might actually make your healthcare experience a lot smoother, faster, and safer. And if you work in healthcare, these robots might soon be your new co-workers, helping with the heavy lifting and routine tasks so you can focus on the human side of medicine. We're entering an era where robots are more than just tools, they're becoming true partners in healthcare. From performing surgeries with pinpoint precision to delivering meds and giving hugs. Yes, robot hugs are a thing now. The impact of robotics in healthcare is going to be huge over the next few years. We're looking at a future where surgeries are less invasive, recovery times are shorter, and care is more personalized, all thanks to our robot friends. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of robots in healthcare. If you enjoyed this deep dive into medical robotics, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming content. And remember, the next time you're in the hospital, your doctor might just have a little robotic helper in tow, and who knows, maybe one day that robot will be the one to save your life.